Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna check another VR builds, but before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So, for today's VR build, I'm going to be using a character that it is not max level, and it could be a little bit more powerful, and that's gonna be Asuka, as you can see. I'm gonna start using some other characters that I normally do not use, because I know some of you guys do like those characters, and I usually always bring the same stuff, but I mean, it's because that's kind of the most effective and that's why I build those. But if there's something in particular that you want to check, let me know in the comments and I'll work on it. I know that there's people who want the Ingrid Let's Play, as well as Sora's Let's Play and some other, and I'm gonna do them. Just I need to level them up a little bit more so that I can show them how effective they can be. So in any case, let's start with the build. So for today we're gonna be using Lapis because we need the healing. Asuka has healing capabilities with a certain weapon, but we're not using that. So we need a healer. That's why we're using Lapis. Unfortunately, Lapis is kind of the only option that you can use for this specific VR, because Felicia doesn't work because she needs to inflict a debuff, and for a section of the battle you won't be able to inflict a debuff. So level 87, she is using Gloom of the Worshipper, 5 out of 5 plus 15, whatever weapon 5 out of 5 plus 15, Anti-Human Wind Magatamas with whatever Magatamas on the subslot. Spear Barrage, Gem Support, Moral Boost. Along with Mido Haruka, Arabella, and Lilim, just Lilim. So, these are F2P options, but the weapon is not that F2P. Using Scepter of Mastima would be fine, just increase your skill damage. But consider that you cannot use the Bright Rose Momochi weapon combo here. So yeah, that's one thing to take into consideration. Let's see. And then we have the customs, which are going to be this. This is the stats bonuses that we get. Also, the stat training is this. And now, Astaroth. Astaroth is very particular today because I'm using her as an attacker, as a DPS, but also as a supporter. I usually don't do this, but I mean, there are reasons why we're doing this. So, 87, we're using the Wicked Star Arachnid's Bracelet to enhance Lava Servant. I'm going green, so this is kind of the best weapon that I can equip. Even though I'm not using these two effects, the enhancement on Lava Servant is going to be good enough, because most of the time, or well, at least for a chunk of the battle, I won't be able to terrorize the enemy with this, so I don't care that much about it. And this one, it's very good for blue. I mean, you can also use it on any other color if you use Satellite Flare, but I'm not using Satellite Flare here. So, and the other weapons are not that great. So, yeah, I'm using this. You can use whichever weapon you want, it's fine. 5 out of 5, plus 15, both of them. Anti-Human Earth, whatever Magatamas on the subslot. Fire Blast, because we want Astaroth to be as ranged as possible, as far away of the enemy, so that they get targeted by the fire pit. Then Serpent Blaze to deal damage, as usual. And this is going to be very helpful when we have Lina, because it's going to deal damage to both enemies. And of course, Lava Servant, because it's easy to proc when there's the fire pits. Then, for supporters, we have Misaki on the main. I usually don't put Misaki on the main with Astaroth. I do use her with Astaroth, but not on the main, because there's better options in the form of, for example, Sora or Darks on Astaroth. Here, Sora would be an excellent choice, but I want the healing. I need that healing. So I'm going to be using Misaki on the main. Then we have Tempest Lina. Tempest Lina is a very good supporter if you want to go DPS, especially if you're able to keep your HP above 50%, because Lina is providing 20% penetration when it's 5 out of 5. So this is going to be very impactful. I usually don't take that into consideration. I only use her for the skill cooldown reduction, but the penetration is pretty nice, trust me, especially on a ranged attacker like Astaroth. So we also have Nano. Nano is going to increase the damage. If you want to change to something different that gives you more utility, yes, you can. For example, you can make yourself a little bit tanky by using Hisui, but we have Lina here, so Lina doesn't count as a boss, she's a minion. Let's see, what else? You can use... Oh yeah, oof. You can use Punisher, Yukikase. Like, yeah, oof. Like, I know that people have this, but it's like 1 out of 5. Because that's what they, like, most people needed at the time. And this is a kind of very limited supporter that has only had 1 run, so oof. Yeah, that's rough. You could also use Yachio. We know Yachio is good. But I wouldn't pair it if you're using Lina. Like, those two are going to consume a ton of particles, and you do not want that. Using Saika is fine to increase your damage. Yeah, that's kind of it. And if you are wary of your particles, you can use something like Micah to increase particle charge. But I don't think it's necessary. The stats of the customs, as you can see, this is meaningful because I have a ton of customs on this character. And the stat training. Perfect stat training. I mean, it's Astaroth. Now, for Asuka, she's level 83. She's a little bit weaker than other main attackers that I have. So she's not going to perform as well, but I'm going to try my best to make this viable. So, we're going to be using a weapon, a limited weapon, Clearing Wing Blade, which is going to be plus 15, but it's 3 out of 5. So, we use also Anti-Human Water Magatamas, which is not the best element, but it will help out a little bit. Then we use whatever Magatamas with our whatever weapon, 5 out of 5, plus 14. And here, we're going to be using Wind God's Light Zone because, I mean, Fire Pits, it's easy to proc. Then we're going to use Dust Cyclone because multi-hit. And lastly, we're going to use Rendering Storm because of the weapon. I mean, this is going to receive the damage increase, so it's nice on red. You can go blue or green if you have the renewal weapon, but we're going to check that in another video whenever I get enough copies of those. Then, we're going to be using White Feather Asuka. Yes, we're going to take advantage of this. If you were lucky enough to roll for this supporter and get some copies, maybe you got also some copies of the weapon, so we might as well use the combo. Then, Yugina and Nagi. Nagi just to give me a little bit of protection, because if I went full damage, it would be kind of risky, since I don't have HP recovery. These are the stats of the custom. My god, that HP. The stats of the custom and the stat training. Yeah, so let's see on step 53, how well does this work? So first I gotta deal a little bit of damage. Yeah, that's gonna be kind of easy to some degree. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because Red Asuka can break super armor pretty easily with the right skills. Come on, like that. Perfect. Okay, nice. Okay, and we defeated Lina very quickly. I mean, it is a step 50 for sure. but I was expecting a little bit more of resistance from that mob. And as you can see, it's very easy to just shred the armor of the enemy, the super armor, thanks to the supporter. Come on. Well, in most situations. Let's see. There. And come on, Ingrid. Don't move. Let me just eliminate you. And I'm also going to use this and... Nice. Perfect, perfect. Very good. So I think we can do a couple more runs maybe. It wasn't as challenging. But I gotta admit, like... The Asuka, though the supporter is supposed to work with her, she isn't the best for this. Just because of one little detail. And it's that Wind God Slicer is probably the best skill that you can use to break super armor. But it's a perfect dodge, so you have to wait for the dodge. And right now, since I am using a ranged attacker, some of the pits are gonna be far away. So it is kind of difficult to actually proc it when you want, because the fire pits are gonna be far away. But let's try that one more time. Sorry if you hear noise, there are some visits over the house, so yeah. Let's see. Over the house. No, well, we have some visits. You get what I mean. So there we go. Yeah, it's the double dash. I was like, what was that skill that I needed? I have to wait for the animation. Yeah, because I activated the perfect dodge just before eliminating Ingrid. Nice. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Nice. Okay, it's great, it's working. It's doing its job. Okay, now I have to... There. Come on. Something like that. Perfect. Nice. As you can see, I mean, I'm using White Feather Asuka. Obviously, it's gonna be easy. But why not use it? I mean, the other option is that I just use something different to increase my damage. And I still have to... I still have to abuse my skills to deal the most damage possible. And there we go. Ultimate. So yeah, remember guys, farm on an easy step for you. Like, there's no reason to go beyond... I mean, step 40 is more than enough. You're gonna be easily obtaining all the points. You may go up to 100 if you want to farm items, but there's no reason to go beyond 100 other than just for memes and for the fun of it. So don't bother too much about progressing. It's fine wherever you are, and enjoy the characters as much as you can. If there's any other character that you want me to do builds with, especially on VR, even though they might not be strong enough, you can ask me and I might be able to build something. And Ingrid, I do want to prepare Ingrid, but I need a couple months because we can only get at most 2 copies of each weapon per week, if you know the trick. So wait a little bit for that. So that's gonna be it for today. Let me know in the comments what you want to see, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!